Who doesn't want to be on good terms with Nicki Minaj?
Man, I'm still trying to fuck.
You want to know what? No.
Don't pretend like you're gonna do a fake interview with me now. You ain't never interviewed me. You know
That's not how you feel.
honestly, no, I didn't until a couple of days ago when my brother-in-law was like, "Oh, I'm just watching Young Jack Thriller's interview with Ebro." He's like, "Man, Jack Thriller interview you?" I was like, "Man, Jack's my friend. Like we talk about life when we see each other."
Right.
Nah, he ain't never interviewed me before.
Because you know what? We're really friends, man.
I know. So we've never actually done an interview.
Yeah, we never. And plus, we saving the best for last.
And then one day we're gonna sit down when I'm actually important, and we're gonna do the real
No,
sit
you
down.
all the way important. Though.
I'm not all
But
the
let me tell you something. You keep topping yourself every time. You know what I'm saying? With some new antic.
You saw? Were you close when you saw me steal the Nicki Minaj hug on stage at Summer Jam?
Yes, I was sitting in the 8th row.
I was gonna wait there. I was getting my hug.
You deserved it.
After a year,
Yes.
I was getting my hug.
Yo, dog, how many followers are you up to now? I'll offer this last little escapade that you and her
No,
had.
you know the last one didn't do that much. Just nothing. This last one was nothing. It was last year that gave me like 40,000 or something like that.
The Patron, let's go get it down. The sound, yes, I'm in the zone. Is it 2, 3? Leave a good tip. I'ma blow all my money and don't give two shits. The floor.
Why did she feel a need after she just said she wasn't fucking with y'all no more to come back and whatnot? Because it threw a lot of people off.
I do feel like they wanted to make good with the station because, you know,
At the end of the day, it's about music, right?
Yeah, and we were her biggest supporter to start out with. So, and Nicki does love hip hop. She does care about that. So I think she did want to make it right, and I think she's a strong-willed and strong-minded person who really wasn't trying to make it good for a while. And then after enough conversations, it was like, man, let's just. Like, Ebro must have told her 1,000 times, like, Rosenberg's a good dude. Like, y'all should just sit and talk. Like, y'all can have a good conversation. And that's what I was really happy about. Like, a lot of people came at me and were like, oh, you kissed her ass, or why'd you do this? Listen, I didn't like that song. I'm a fan of hers. She's friggin' Nicki Minaj. She's beautiful and talented, and I wanted to make things good with her. So when everyone gets on me, when like now I'm bigging her up, I'm like, oh, this Nicki verse is hot. Everyone's like, oh, look at you. I'm like, fam, I didn't want to beef with her in the first place.
Word.
Who doesn't want to be on good terms with Nicki Minaj?
Man, I'm still trying to fuck.
You should. No, you should. She said.
What did she say, dog?
She said, if you see Jack, and I said, I assume she was like, Jack Nicholson? She was like, no, Jack Thriller. I said, regular-eyed Jack Thriller. And she said, no, weird star-eyed Jack Thriller. She said, if you see him, let him know I'm open to it. And I was like, what?
So is that true?
Yes.
And I was like, I'm going to talk to him. So I unfortunately don't have her number, and she doesn't even follow me on Twitter still. So unfortunately, you're still kind of on your own, but she's interested. Like
I got a chance.
I
You think I might be able to lick a bum?
Eat that pussy.
I don't want to say go that far, but she definitely seems open to you, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
And man, you always keeping it real with me, and that's what I appreciate about you, dog.
How can I've been watching you grind since you were just a weirdo with a microphone, and you're still really basically just a weirdo with a microphone, but the amount of interviews you do is impressive, man. You've been working in this game.
I've been trying, dog. I mean,
Nah, you've been doing really good. To me, that's what ultimately makes someone a really great person to cover this genre that we're into, is people who love it. Not just people who are critical of it, but people who love it. And you love it, and that's what makes you so necessary.
I think Nicki Minaj is the best we gonna get for a minute. And I think it can only be one chick in hip hop at a time that can maybe.
Isn't that messed up, though? It does seem that way.
Yeah. And so, you know what kills me? It kills me to see other female rappers diss other female rappers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't agree with, what's it, Eve? That she's not really a big fan of Nicki Minaj.
You know, I interviewed Eve just the other day on Complex, and it never came up. Like, she didn't say anything. I've never heard Eve say anything about her. I think, you know, Eve may feel like some people have overlooked her a little bit, and they have, because Eve's pretty dope. But she also bounced off. She had a time. She went to do Hollywood, and she went to do other things.
Yeah,
now she's like an icon. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't like when people I know it sounds crazy for me to say, but I don't like when people diss each other like that. Like,
Well, I don't like when women do it because it's too hard for them all the way already anyway. And if they don't come together and try to, know what I'm saying, do another ladies' night and everything, and
That was a
be
good look.
strong about it, and be consistent with it, they're gonna die. They're gonna make it hard on themselves. Do you agree with the same thing?
I think you make a good point. I think Ladies' Night was actually a really good moment for female rappers, and I think that we will see more of that. But it really ultimately will come down to Nicki a lot. It's about who Nicki feels like empowering because she's number one.
Right.
Everyone else comes after Nicki,
Right.
so it's a matter of who she feels like empowering.
Yeah, and that's how I feel too. I mean, it's just so what, whoever, if you're another female rapper and you're co-signing somebody else, I think it's almost a bad look.
I feel you.
Almost a bad look. So where are you right now, man? Last time I was seeing you was doing a Hollywood show, the hip hop Hollywood show.
That's a Hip Hop Squares.
Hip Hop
It's
Squares.
a rap. That's a rap.
It's a rap.
It's a rap.
Dunzo. What was wrong with it? It was a really, really great show.
Really great show.
Was the set too expensive?
I think so.
That's
I think
what it
all of that. I think it was an expensive ass show, and MTV2 is not a huge network. Even though it's MTV's sister, it ain't a huge network. So I think it was a bit pricey. But man, I thought it was great, and I really enjoyed getting to be a game show host. Like that was super fun. Like
You were wonderful.
Thank you.
Fit you to a T.
Yeah, I think I could do that again. So like, I am gonna sell out eventually, and no, I'm not gonna ever sell out. But as far as like having
Yes,
way to,
you will.
no, I will.
Yes, you
but I'm not going. I will. Here's the thing about me.
Okay.
Here's the thing, as my man Kevin Hart would say. Here's the thing about
Right.
Peter.
Okay.
But Peter does.
Okay.
I will always do the hip hop. Like I will always be doing hip hop. But if you could say, hey, do you want your day job to be hosting a game show where they treat you like royalty and they pick you up, and when you get there your lines are written? People don't realize radio is hard. Not only are we up early every day, no one writes for us. There's no writing for the morning show. You just have to get up and entertain every day. When you do TV, do you know how easy TV is? Like hosting a game show it's a hard skill set to have, but once you have the skill set, the job is easy. It's fun.
It looked flawless for you, dog.
No, it was so easy because the radio is good practice for that.
Right.
But I hope I get to do that again. But we'll see.